Branches whipped at their faces, roots caught at their boots. My dad says he's never felt fear like that. Pure survival instinct, nothing else. They burst through the tree line and stumbled toward the shoreline, shouting for Matthew to start the engine. He didn't ask questions, he just turned the key. The boat lurched forward as shapes emerged at the edge of the fog. My dad fired the final flare into the sky. For one last second, the red glow revealed them clearly. There weren't 10. There were at least 15, standing still at the water's edge, watching, not chasing anymore, just watching. Then darkness swallowed them again. Matthew drove until they were far enough away that the shoreline disappeared into fog. Once the engine cut, the only sound left was heavy breathing. Dad said it took nearly an hour before the adrenaline wore off enough for him to think clearly. They took turns keeping watch through the night. At some point, they checked on Monty. He had slept through the entire thing. They left at first light when the fog finally lifted. To this day, Monty doesn't remember anything from that night, but my dad does. And even now, years later, when someone asks him to tell the story, his voice still changes when he describes what they saw standing at the shoreline, because whatever was in those woods was already there before they arrived. I've been fishing for as long as I can remember. I'm almost 60 now. My kids are grown and out of the house, so it's just me and my wife most days. The house gets quiet, too quiet sometimes. Fishing fills that space. I usually go with a few old friends from college, but every now and then I head out alone. I don't mind it. In fact, I prefer it sometimes. This happened in mid-April last year, right after ice out season in upstate New York. I chose a smaller, pretty, unremarkable lake about an hour from my house. It wasn't one of the popular spots. That was kind of the point. I got there before sunrise, unloaded my kayak from the roof of my Volvo and carried it down to the water. The air was cold enough that I could see my breath. By the time I paddled out toward the middle, the sky was just starting to lighten. I was targeting largemouth bass. I set up near the outer weed beds with a spinning rod and a wacky-rigged stickworm, standard early season setup. Just as I was about to cast, I noticed movement across the lake near the tree line. At first, I figured it was another early fisherman, but something about it didn't look right. I grabbed the binoculars I keep in my bag and focused in. There were